Guillermo "Memo" Ochoa, Mexico's last wall. For more than 2 decades, whenever Mexico stepped onto football's biggest stage, one face remained familiar between the posts. Through moments of glory, heartbreak, and impossible pressure, Guillermo "Memo" Ochoa never stopped answering his country's call. He wasn't the player who scored the winning goals. He was the man who refused to let them in. Born on July 13, 1985, in Mexico City, Ochoa grew up in a nation where football was more than a game, it was a way of life. While countless children dreamed of becoming strikers, Memo found his purpose inside the penalty area, believing that saving a goal could be just as important as scoring one. At the age of 10, he joined the youth academy of Club America. Every training session became another step toward his dream. Years of discipline, sacrifice, and determination shaped a young goalkeeper who refused to accept limits. His breakthrough arrived in 2004 when he made his senior debut for Club America at just 18 years old. His composure, quick reflexes, and fearless style immediately caught everyone's attention, earning him the trust of one of Mexico's biggest clubs. Only a year later, the national team came calling. Representing Mexico became the greatest honor of his career. Although he was included in the squads for the 2006 and 2010 FIFA World Cups, he spent both tournaments patiently waiting for his opportunity, never allowing disappointment to weaken his ambition. Everything changed in Brazil in 2014. Standing in front of nearly 70,000 supporters against the host nation, Ochoa faced Neymar, Thiago Silva, Oscar, Hulk, and one of the most dangerous attacks in world football. Few believed Mexico could survive. What followed became one of the greatest goalkeeping performances in World Cup history. Ochoa denied Brazil again and again with breathtaking saves, frustrating Neymar and producing an unforgettable stop from Thiago Silva's close-range header. The match ended 0-0, but the world had found a new football hero. His performances transformed him into a global icon. Newspapers around the world carried his name, social media exploded with admiration, and fans everywhere began calling him one of the finest goalkeepers on the planet. His World Cup success opened new opportunities across Europe. From Ajaccio in France to Malaga and Granada in Spain, Standard Liège in Belgium, and Salernitana in Italy, Ochoa proved that even behind struggling defenses, his brilliance could never be hidden. In 2018, another unforgettable chapter was written. Mexico shocked defending champions Germany in their opening World Cup match. While Hirving Lozano scored the winning goal, Ochoa's extraordinary saves preserved one of the biggest victories in Mexican football history. Then came Qatar 2022. Facing Poland, Robert Lewandowski stepped forward to take a penalty. Millions expected the net to ripple. Instead, Ochoa guessed perfectly, produced another magnificent save, and once again reminded the football world why World Cups always seem to bring out the very best in him. As younger goalkeepers emerged and football evolved, Ochoa remained a symbol of experience, leadership, and resilience. He never stopped fighting for his place, proving that greatness is measured not only by talent but also by perseverance. In late 2024, Javier Aguirre returned as Mexico's head coach and immediately recalled Ochoa for the 2024-25 CONCACAF Nations League. Even at this stage of his career, his leadership inside the dressing room remained invaluable. March 2025 brought another historic milestone. Mexico defeated Panama 2-1 to win its first-ever CONCACAF Nations League title, adding another memorable achievement to Ochoa's extraordinary international career. Only a few months later, Mexico defeated the United States 2-1 to lift the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup. For Ochoa, it was a 6th Gold Cup title, a remarkable reward for nearly 20 years of unwavering commitment to his country. On May 31, 2026, another page of football history was written. Ochoa was named in Mexico's squad for the FIFA World Cup on home soil, becoming one of only a handful of players ever selected for 6 World Cup squads, alongside Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. On June 24, 2026, he stepped onto the World Cup stage one final time as a substitute against the Czech Republic. Mexico won 3-0, but that night became unforgettable for another reason. At 40 years and 346 days old, Ochoa became the oldest Mexican player ever to appear in a FIFA World Cup, surpassing Rafael Marquez's long-standing record. That appearance also marked the final international match of an extraordinary journey. When Mexico's World Cup campaign ended with a heartbreaking 3-2 defeat to England in the round of 16, Ochoa announced his retirement from international football, closing a chapter that had lasted more than 20 years. That he never lifted the FIFA World Cup. He never won the Ballon d'Or. Yet his legacy was never defined by trophies. It was built through impossible saves, unwavering loyalty, unforgettable nights, and the faith of millions who believed that as long as Memo Ochoa stood in goal, Mexico always had a chance. Some players leave behind medals. Others leave behind records. Guillermo Memo Ochoa left behind something far more powerful, a generation inspired by courage, resilience, and belief. And that is why football will forever remember him by one unforgettable name. Mexico's last wall,